Hi everyone, I'm Edge, and this is Slay the Princess. This is another blind playthrough. I know nothing about this game. No idea what kind of game it is, no idea what the gameplay looks like. But based on the title screen, it seems... Title screen? Title screen. It seems like it might be a little sad. But let's find out as we embark on Slay the Princess. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I really like this, like, what's that called? Like parallax effect, where it's just like flat scenes on top of each other, but you get like a little bit of three-dimensionality.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, that seems unfortunate. Yeah, the end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That actually seems like it'd be fine.
To put an end to her.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff I could say here. Okay. Let's see. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I mean, how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Have you considered maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked
While I
up?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless,
I don't really trust this narrator.
The princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
All right. I love pragmatism.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
I mean, that's compelling.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Seems unpleasant. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Okay.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than
I mean, slaying
a
people seems
fisherman
bad.
Or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress.
Eat the rich.
Contribute
I
something
see.
of value to society.
Can someone else do
If
this?
only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
Don't, as the narrator.
I have to
Couldn't
say,
you?
I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us,
Nah.
you're the only one who can pull this off.
Because I'm the only one
Like
here.
I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Okay. I mean, what... I kind of want to know what happens if we just turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just
Yeah.
going to turn around and leave?
Yeah,
Do you even know where you're going?
not really. Yeah, yeah, the only thing that matters is where I am not going. Cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, oof. That's
strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient.
I've been bamboozled.
Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I mean, I feel like this is just gonna... Let's find out.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation.
Like dies.
Don't do your job,
Not fake dies, like legitimately dies.
Dies. Forever.
Ever. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and
Yeah, I mean, I was able to put two and two together on that one. I understood that I would die.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Yeah, and then you end up at the cabin.
You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is...
I don't have a
its best
choice.
...to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this... we'll just go in. Fine, there's no fighting. I have to go in the cabin.
There's always a choice. But let me tell you right now that you're making the
Like, I
correct
obviously don't
decision.
have a choice.
Pretty much everyone. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
It is a little confusing having the same voice act these lines.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I throw the blade out the window.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't really... Something in this game compels me to not do what the narrator tells me. Screw you.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives
You're
here,
just saying that to
slaying
convince
her
me
is
to do
probably
it.
doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yes, it's...
Hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
That could be true. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you?
You must have the wrong address.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Great job. You've given away the element.
I pushed the wrong button.
Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
But this
There's
seems
a heavy chain
uncouth.
around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone?
Well, that's a kind of fallacious assumption.
I am
Pretty
begging
people can
you
be
to
evil.
Stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. You were joking about coming to kill me, right? Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Yeah, let's chat. Let's get to know each
Okay.
other. Me and you. What's your name?
Oh.
You...
She pauses, carefully
Didn't think that'd be
formulating
the
her
opening
words before
question?
she responds.
Like the most people usually
You can
ask
address
that.
me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
That's
Is
that's not a name.
Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
It's a pretty terrible name. So Princess is your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
I would
She
agree.
hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Yeah, yeah, what are you eating and drinking
I
down
don't see
here?
what that has to do with anything.
Well, I'm curious how you're not dead.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess.
You would.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I mean... I got so many voice options, chat options. Yeah, why are you locked down
Of
here?
course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Okay.
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation.
She's got a point.
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna end the world? That kind of sucks.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long? Can I ask?
How long has she been locked away?
I'd really like to know the answer to that.
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
That
At the end of the
Doesn't
day,
make a
whatever
ton
the
of sense.
two of us have going on down here is about trust.
yeah, but
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
that is true.
I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point.
She's seen right
You're
through me.
talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
It is
Do you
messed
really
up.
think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I don't know. I don't know you.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This
No.
isn't about trust.
I don't
This is
know,
about
narrator.
risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Dude, he's really in on the you can't trust the monarchy. I mean, I don't feel like keeping her locked up but not killing her is a good compromise, because like that sucks for her. So I mean,
You're
yeah,
only making this more difficult.
I'm getting you out of here.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Why would I have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just
Well,
left the key
if she's
to her
locked
chains
up-
somewhere in the cabin.
And they threw away the key. Why would I have to kill her? If there isn't a key, do you have any
Maybe there's
ideas?
some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yikes.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
That's a little suspicious.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You think? I don't know. I might be a little squeamish about cutting off my own
You attempt to
arm.
make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs
Ah.
is shut. You hear the click
Suck.
of the lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
No, it was probably the wind.
You try the door. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Rude.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So you locked me in here, narrator.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Now I'm trapped in a basement with a princess
I heard the
and
door slam.
no
They
way to
locked
get
you
out.
down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Oops.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Do you
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her
Okay,
mouth, her
okay,
teeth tearing through
that-
her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Wow, that took a dark turn.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could...
Ah,
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Okay, now I didn't expect her to try to rip her own arm off with her teeth. I'm a little freaked out, but I'm gonna get weird with it. All of my instincts right now say stab her. But let's not.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's
I don't like
arm,
this. I don't
just
like
above
this.
The unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Okay.
To cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Really? Wow, it's a really sharp blade.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping.
Should we put like a tourniquet on that?
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Okay. We may have made a mistake.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yep. Okay.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. I can't just let her escape into the world.
I like that my cursor has changed and now it's a hand with a bloody dagger.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps
What?
forward and raises.
Why is my hand? Why is my hand all weird? What am I? Because now that my cursor has changed, the initial like cursor was like kind of a weird hook finger. I thought it was not necessarily my hand, but now
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
okay, that's pretty good. Slay. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
The
I'm
body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, but what am I? Who am I? What is going on? Slade, resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
Foolish move.
We both know this isn't you.
Yeah, but like the narrator is in control.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Probably getting stabbed.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
I knew it. I briefly knew it. It took me about a little too.
Plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Well, that's promising. Good.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic
Yeah, but I'll be
gesture.
dead before that happens, so my conscience is clean.
Everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again
Dang.
and again and again.
Sent me
You
4
feel
times?
Every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
God.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
She stabbed me a whole bunch.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined
Yeah, I like
chest,
that she's
tears
apologetic about
half
murdering
veins of
me.
Pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Interesting.
Don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time,
Voice
did
of the
he?
Smitten.
If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved?
Yeah, what's-
you'll have to
what's
be
going on
very
here?
Sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the 4 of us will be foiling
4 of
any
us?
and all assassination.
Which I guess is Voice of the
attempts you've got in
Smitten, the voice of the
works.
hero, me, and the princess?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Interesting. I wonder what voice I would be getting if I had just gone in and straight up stabbed the princess. Okay, let's assume I'm telling the truth. All this did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are 2 very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's
That's
what
true.
it takes
They
to
are
get
very
you
different
moving.
questions.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Psst.
You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake.
Could be.
No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that Whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time
Well,
around
my
didn't
actions
have
had
any
consequences. I died.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here.
Oh,
Did
let's get
time
philosophical.
simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's
Okay.
the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I mean, I have no way of knowing. You made her kill me.
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you.
I mean, that doesn't
cruelly
seem right.
imprisoned
she
as
did
part
try
of
to
some
chew her own arm
convoluted,
off.
Dastardly scheme. Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Hold on. If I just click this button. Okay. Just want to save my game. All right. I'm going with them. I'm going to find a way to. I'm curious also. I mean, this game obviously is kind of a branching narrative, which is very exciting. I wonder if certainly there's the possibility of ping-ponging, right? Or I could try to do the same thing every time, like every single time, save the princess, save the princess, save the princess, save the princess, and maybe it gets more complicated as I do it. But I wonder what happens if I like save the princess, kill the princess, save the princess, slay the princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was able to kill me was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world? Actually, I'm curious about, like, what is this place? Who locked her in the
People
basement?
Locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Okay. Yeah, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're
I'm special.
You're
I
the only
knew it.
person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
The hand here reminds me of, like,
Calling us
a
special
monkey's
isn't going to
paw,
make us
like
friends,
from
even if it did feel nice.
that.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
Yeah, she could barely hold a knife. You're being cagey, and what aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but
I'm pretty sure you're hiding
Take
something.
me at my word.
Yeah, but how is she supposed to end the world if it took her a whole bunch of tries just to stab me with a knife when I was standing still?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Keep it in your pants. Voice of the smitten.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just
I mean,
the way
I
it
do
is.
believe that last part. She tried to chew her own arm off last time.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay. To the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game.
I kind of want to slay her now just because I hate the voice of this
Thing
smitten.
in the world we can believe in.
Also, I kind of hate that I'm blocking the text here, so I think I should move myself probably before the end of this episode. Yeah, it's better. We'll do that.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from
He's
the
like me.
heart. My passions are
I
too
love the sound of
great
my
to be
voice.
stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Yeah, shut up.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Maybe if I slay her, I'll get another voice and they can all argue all the time. That could be fun and exciting.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries.
It was
A prison
wood last
fitting
time,
a
right?
Royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade.
I can't
perched on its
remember.
edge.
Because it was a
The
few
blade
seconds
is your
ago.
implement.
Minutes.
You'll need it if you want to do this
Hours?
right.
I don't know. Alright. This whole cabin is different than last time. Okay. Yes. I'm right.
Very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I think I was.
Focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
I would like to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I mean, I feel like I should
What
see
are you
myself.
talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
We're a bird?
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
I guess
with a
that
weapon.
hand kind of looks like
Suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need
leg of a bird.
equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
This isn't a dashing sword, it's a little dagger,
Hopefully it doesn't
idiot.
put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again, there's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
What if we just like went in and just like didn't even talk, just
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
I think it's time to get weird.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part
Alright,
of the
narrator,
manipulation.
we're on your side this time.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your
Shut up.
unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my
Of course. Thank you.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you
Oh,
wouldn't
crap.
come back.
Wait.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two.
It
of
seems
you,
very
doesn't it?
effective.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this
We haven't been
is
here
much
before.
more
We were
than
somewhere
this.
else.
You've been here before.
The narrator wasn't lying to
That's
me.
right,
He just
villain,
didn't know.
and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
That's true.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Plus, she only had one hand at the time that she did it.
Died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Good point.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
But we don't actually know that she ended a
We
world.
never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Okay. You know what? I said I was gonna do it.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down.
She's smiling.
Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little
foolish
voice.
little voice.
Press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry, not you!
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
And just like that, she's dead.
I
And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult. I feel sick.
Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick? I, for one, am absolutely distraught, grief-stricken, inconsolable.
You'll get over it. You just saved.
We saved the world.
Get
We're heroes.
over it. You smarmy ass.
Uh-oh.
There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
No, don't.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me?
No.
Absolutely do not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and
Rash. The only rash decision we've made.
I mean, that was kind of a rash decision. I didn't even talk to her.
Through her heart. This is far from rash. This is
Please don't.
measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
I mean, YOLO.
no, let's not do that.
You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutics on me, murderer.
Murderer.
We're dying together right now. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too
This guy
great to
talks a
cipher,
lot.
but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable.
Unstiflable.
Haven't you all?
I don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor.
We've done it.
You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen.
It's a real Romeo and Juliet story.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Okay.
Everything goes dark, and
And you die. Chapter 3, The Grey. Are we gonna go slay the princess
You're
again?
on a path in the woods.
This is not the
Horrid
woods.
Monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return.
I kind of wish I would have
to the cabin, or
slayed the
you'll
princess
never
when we
know
first
the
met her,
end
and maybe I
of
wouldn't have to listen to this guy talk.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead.
Voice of the
Killed
cold.
her.
You killed her, and so I
killed you.
So like every time we do something, it fractures our personality?
You clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here. Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
That's probably what'll happen.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
I
you've
think
been
she's
here
probably gonna be there.
Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
Yeah, that's
Couldn't
fair.
care less what he knows.
Oh, God.
Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
Hmm.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again?
Probably.
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement. Don't provoke him. I prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying. Why not? You've already done it twice.
We're getting good at it.
It was unpleasant. It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
Oh, it's an
I'll make you
interesting
feel
way
what
of thinking
I
about
feel
it.
If it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens. Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try.
I wonder what this book does. History. Interesting. How far back does the history go? All the way to the beginning? No. Just some ways back. Okay.
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it. I'm looking forward to
They're
it.
having a
Good.
great talk.
I am
Good,
too.
good, good, good.
Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, we haven't talked enough about how different this. It was not different last time.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Well, that seems unfair. I killed her.
But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends.
Is that?
Yes, I already told you that she's alive.
That's true. He did.
Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well.
I
I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing
think
great.
I'm struggling.
Allah influence doesn't require life. But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive? Who
Solid
said
point.
They restarted. All they've done is changed. I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents.
Serpents.
Onward. Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
Yeah, I mean, to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already
the cabin
heard my
looks the
words of
same.
warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? Oh, we'll muck it up alright. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived.
I mean, I don't feel like that's a very happy ending.
Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it.
I would agree with that.
Not that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control? You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off.
I feel like he can.
It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens. Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion? I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me.
I think that's, one way to look at life.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Inward. What does it look like now?
The interior of the cabin
That's
feels dry
spooky.
and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall.
Oh yeah, you noticed that too?
Is that her?
The dead one, maybe.
Oh, beloved. So she does live.
I mean,
She
that's
doesn't look very alive to me.
pretty
Before you
skelly.
can make a move,
Oh.
the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
What's going on with like this? Once again, the mirror is back.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again. Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've become. If it even lets us look before it vanishes too. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh,
I have a cat.
that's strange.
Hey, Maui.
There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Things are going sideways, narrator.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you.
Maybe. That's actually probably what's happened.
As bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our hearts.
Hold on, everyone. We gotta pause. I have a cat that needs cuddles so badly. Hi, Maui. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yeah, you're interrupting. That's okay. That's okay. I think everyone would like to have a Maui break. Hey, buddy. Hi, everyone. Say hi to Maui. My most handsome son. Hey, bud. Hi. Oh. Cat butt. And he's off. So, since I'm on this menu right now, it's interesting to me there's like auto saves, which are going through. Quick saves, apparently there's a button for that. But the manual slaves, there are 9 pages and 6 slots on each page, which makes me think the game is kind of set up such that I could save at like all of the major branching points and then theoretically go back and make new choices. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my choices, and that's how it's going to be.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Okay, well,
Make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist.
it's a fun mystery. Why do we see mirror that the narrator doesn't?
It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
It didn't work last time.
Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. It's time for all of you to see what we've become.
A bird person.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Thank you, narrator.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us.
She probably doesn't. We killed
Nowhere
her.
left to go but down.
Let's go.
The door to the basement
There's
creaks
a
open,
creepy
revealing
ghost
an
at the bottom.
antique staircase
I don't want to
lit
do
by
that.
weak torchlight.
I really want to go
The air
see
here
a
is so
creepy
stale
ghost.
It practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air. as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality.
The descriptors they use are pretty beautiful, actually. I really like the
A
writing.
wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow.
Knife stabbed through heart.
There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I mean, I think we have a lot to talk
Receive
about.
no response. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
Maybe we shouldn't have stabbed her.
Livid, and with good reason.
Mistakes were made.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I mean, she could drive us insane. Maybe.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. The skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
We did it.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
We are good at killing.
No. What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently.
Right.
Whatever we saw was a ghost. I thought we were all on the same page.
Did we all agree that was a ghost?
Do try to keep up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming
okay.
door and a clicking lock.
But why lock us in here? We already slayed the princess.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you
Uh-oh.
from the top of the stairs, clutching.
Oh, she's a little mad about the slaying.
So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart, and yet she isn't dead.
I mean, isn't she?
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly...
I mean, I feel like she's gonna set this place on fire.
Blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
Gonna be tough.
We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch.
I don't
for us and
think this is a metaphoric torch. I think this is a burning us alive
She
torch.
hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
Maybe I was wrong.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
Yes. Seeing her dazzling
She-
countenance again has reignited the
Isn't
warmth
that
in
dazzling?
my
She's
heart. I have
very
found
creepy.
It in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
Can we? With a ghost?
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
That is true. We're 2 for 2. Oh.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
Uh-oh.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry
Oops.
after uncountable years of
I was right.
immediately catches fire. She's trying to kill us.
She's successfully killing us.
A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we
We gotta cut this part of our psyche out. I don't really have a lot of time to ask questions, but I guess let's quickly go with why did you close the door?
I want to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
I'm gonna...
See? Everything's fine. She wants
It's
to be
not
with
fine.
us.
It's not fine.
Yeah, in a bad way.
She just has a unique way of expressing things.
Through
Fire
murder.
grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm.
You know, from the
We've
fire.
never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel.
Unpleasant, man.
Bad. I bet it'll feel really, really bad.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
it'll be terrible. So you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now.
I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun.
I think this guy's got problems.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Yeah, but you won't really tell us anything about it. So you've got dubious motivations. Okay, do I rush to the blade? Like, what good is the blade gonna do me? But at the same time, the door is not gonna help much either. Okay, you know what?
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs. You manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade. But the metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact. You can't so much as pull away, your nerves seizing up.
Wow,
as
this
they're
is disgusting.
primed, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon.
Wow, alright, that's horrific.
The princess, smiling warmly as her skin bubbles away, places her hand on yours and clutches it to her chest. The pain is unbearable.
I don't like this at all.
Every
This
inch of you
is
screams
terrible.
as your flesh
This
stripped away,
I find
your
this very
muscles
upsetting.
searing
Oh
as
my
they
god.
Your blood boiling in your veins.
Oh,
But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
oh.
See? That wasn't so bad.
It was really bad. It was
so bad.
genuinely terrible.
Somehow, nothing is so much worse. You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart.
I hate you, Smitten.
Those never go
I hate you so much.
Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me.
The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all. We can die happy.
That was not a happy ending. You psycho. But despite your best efforts, you do not die. And she is gone. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Let's approach the
Thank you.
mirror.
Don't do this.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? Ignore the cowards. You have.
I think we follow the voice of the cold here. I think we have to look. The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. Just quiet here. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me
I
here?
have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Or were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Kind of. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
The hands that are, like, manipulating her around, very upsetting, but effective and evocative visually. How many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite.
Okay.
The rest will
Somewhere
find their
between
own way home.
0 and infinity more? Aren't you scared I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Huh. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this episode of Slay the Princess. I am currently in love with this game. What a interesting and unique story. Nah, let's think about this a little more. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this episode of Slay the Princess. I can't imagine a better place to end our first episode than that. What do we say about that episode? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Slay the Princess. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button, leave a comment. If you have some guesses as to what the heck is going on, feel free to drop them, but please no spoilers if you know anything about this game. I'm super excited to keep playing, to learn more, to figure out what is going on. Who are we? Who is the princess? Who's the narrator? Maybe we'll never find out. And if not, that's probably okay. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.